Hello YouTube and welcome, Phriq here, and here is the first video of the I have too many games that I have not played yet playlist. For this video we're going to be playing a game called Dear Esther. Now Dear Esther is a walking simulator. I don't know much about walking simulators since I've never played one before. All I know is they're very low interactivity and they're more story driven, but this game has a lot of good reviews, so I'm pretty excited to try it out. Dear Esther is made by the company The Chinese Room. Now, despite their name being The Chinese Room, they're actually a British company. That's right, in 2008, this company came out with a Half-Life 2 mod for the Source engine called Dear Esther. Now, this was actually a research project for the University of Portsmouth. Where is the University of Portsmouth, you ask? I have no idea. However, thanks to movie magic and the beauty of Google, I have discovered that it is at Portsmouth. Apparently Winston Churchill Avenue in Portsmouth, POI, 2 up, UK? Apparently it's in Britain. Now later this game was released in 2012 as its own title, which is a pretty cool thing. They had a $55,000 investment for this game, and amazingly in under 6 hours of its release had recouped all that cost by selling 16,000 copies. A week later they had sold over 50,000 copies. And as of September 2013, they had sold over 850,000 copies. Now, it's 2018, as you know, and I have no idea. I couldn't find any data as to how many they have sold now, but even if it was 850,000, now it's 850,001 because I have a copy of it. Despite that, I'm pretty sure they have sold well over 1 million by now. This game was written by Dan Pinchbeck and composed by Jessica Curry, voiced by Nigel Carrington. Everybody, I hope you enjoy Dear Esther.
Dear Esther, the gulls do not land here anymore. I've noticed that this year they seem to shun the place. Maybe it's the depletion of the fishing stock driving them away. Perhaps it's me. When he first landed here, Donnelly wrote that the herds were sickly and their shepherds the lowest of the miserable classes that populate these Hebridean islands. 300 years later, even they have departed.
The shepherds have departed with the gulls? Nothing's happening. I'm gonna take off half of this headphone so I can actually hear myself. Apparently I can move right now. I thought there was still introduction and whatnot, but I can move now, so let's just, I guess let's get into this walking simulator of Dear Esther. So right away we are on a coastline of something. Looks like there's shore down there, maybe more islands there. I don't know if you get there. Nice little red beacon there. Please, no planes crash into that. And a nice dilapidated lighthouse. Look at that thing. Just beautiful. Alright. Jump into space. Does not allow me to jump. E, no. Q, no. Control, Alt, nothing, nothing. Can I run? Shift? Nothing. I got nothing. Alright. We'll just walk. Just walk. I did not do that. This is very low interactivity. Even the game turns on the flashlight for you, because I did not do that. It just happened when I walked into this dilapidated lighthouse. What do we got in here? So, nice little radiator, and oh man, that's like straight out of Fallout 4 toilet. Don't drink that, you'll catch some rads. I don't know, like baked beans or paint cans or something. Ugh. Someone's got to clean this place out. This is just a disaster. Okay, nothing there. Whoa, we got a book. We've got a book. A Hebridean hit. I don't even know what that means. Can I pick it up? E, space, Control, Alt, Q, E, R, nothing? I can't do anything in this game. Just keep walking around, I guess. What's that, like playing cards? Must be a Pack of playing cards. We got another book. What is this? I don't even know if that's English. I think that's like Russian or something. So we'll just keep walking. Magazine. Here we go. Can sweetness and honestly find happiness together in a yogurt? I can't pick any of this stuff up. I don't know what any of it means. What's going on here? Okay, we got something here. Like glow-in-the-dark paint in, it almost looks like a chemical formula. H, helium, carbon, helium, high, I don't know what high is in the chemical, high C. This, I figured it out. This game is sponsored by Coca-Cola. That is high C advertising right there. Or hi ho, it's off to work we go. I don't think that's it. So we're just gonna keep on walking because I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. Let's go into her. We got more of this glow-in-the-dark paint, and I'm guessing these are paint cans and not baked beans because of all the paint splatters right there. Outside of that, we got some lovely little water heaters, which are heating up the one that's... There's 2 water heaters right there, it looks like. And there is literally 1 sink. Everything else is a toilet. Are they using heated toilet water? All right. We've come to our first junction in the road. Do we go the low way or do we go the highway? I say we go the highway. Why? I don't know. We were just on the coast, so let's go up. Plus, this seems to be leading us to the beacon in the far distance. I don't even know what that... Oh! Right-click allows me to zoom! That's kind of sweet. Apparently left-click allows me to zoom as well. That looks like a radio tower or something like that. Maybe we can get to it. We'll start heading there. Alright, so we got a nice little cliff here. It looks like there's a path down there, but it looks... I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can just hug the edge here and get across. And we made it! And it looks like there's a continuation of the path. That was just a befalled section of the path. I don't even know if that's a word.
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who sought solitude in its most pure form. Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter. Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'd find more peace. They say he threw his arms wide in a valley on the south side, and the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of fever 116 years later. The shepherds left gifts for him at the mouth of the cave, but Donnelly records they never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
Yeah, is this the cave that they're talking about? Because the only gift I see outside is more of that, like, glow-in-the-dark paint. How do you even come here in a ship with no bottom? That doesn't even make any sense. Like, does it just float? Because it would fill up with water. That doesn't work. How do I? Alright, so... Oh, I see light. Let's follow it. Let's go to the other side. Who's Donnelly? Maybe that's the cave he was talking to. Holy cow, there's like a beacon there. Three flashes. But I didn't see long ones. If it was beep, 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 that would be SOS. So let's go see if we can find out how to get that, maybe. I couldn't jump to get over that, you know, that foot-high rock. Alright, so we've come to another junction in our path. Let's see if we can hug the wall again. And maybe. No, we're falling. Oh. So we just fell down that, but we're alright. No broken bones. Game's pretty beautiful, I have to say that. Hey, we got here some, like, crab. crab cages. This game is about the people who are in Deadliest Catch. That has to be it. We're in Alaska. Figured it out. It's an advertisement for Coca-Cola's High C. Deadliest Catch.
At night, you can see the lights sometimes from a passing tanker or trawler.
You can?
From up on the cliffs, they are mundane. But down here, they fugue into ambiguity. For instance, I cannot readily tell if they belong above or below the waves. The distinction now seems banal. Why not everything and all at once? There's nothing better to do here than indulge in contradictions whilst waiting for the fabric of life to unravel.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any lights from tankers. I don't know why they'd seem dull from up there. So maybe he's saying to stay down here. We'll give it a shot. Okay. Roger, what's that? It's like glowing rock? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just walking. I wish I could run. I can't even run. Like, hello. G? Oh, there's an arrow up here. Follow the arrow. Okay, we'll follow. We'll just follow the arrow over here, maybe. No idea. We'll just go with it. Do I see a light over there? I think I'm seeing things. I don't know if it's me or if it's, you know, the whiskey, but we're seeing something.
I have found the ship's manifest, crumpled and waterlogged under a stash of paint cans.
Where?
It tells me that along with this present cargo, there was a large quantity of antacid yogurt bound for the European market. It must have washed out to sea. God knows there are no longer gulls or goats here to eat it.
It's like a car door. Oh, that's a bush. I thought that was a person, but apparently we just got a car door here and like what? A light post or the heck is that? Is that? Oh, it might be the axles to the car. The heck's the rest of the car? Where's yogurt? Cause oh, another car door. What is antacid yogurt? I swear I'm seeing something flash over there, but I don't think I can get over there because the game's not allowing me to walk that way. Oh, here we go. Can we swim? Is the question. Apparently we can. Can I go underwater? Might not be deep enough. Oh, we're going underwater. Breathe, you want to live, young man. Oh, stay up, stay up, stay up. What the heck? Okay, apparently you just keep sinking if you go that way. Can we come over here? No. No, we cannot. The game just makes you sink, and I don't want to sink. Sink or swim, I'd rather swim, but I cannot do neither. So we're just... Stay up? Man, stay up. We're just gonna go back to where we came from. Go back to the lighthouse. We'll take the higher path. See if we can find what was the source of that light that we saw earlier in that cave. I'm just gonna apologize right up front if I'm offending any British people, because this game is by a British company, voiced by Nigel Carrington, and so I feel like I should just resume or like, you know, fall into character of being a British dude. But I'm pretty American. I can't do a British accent. I'm no Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise or, you know, any actor like that. I make crappy YouTube videos that if you've made it this far into it, like, I applaud you. Oh, excuse me, we'll just keep walking up this. Where's that bush growing out of? It's like growing out of the wood or the cement. I can't even tell what this is. But on a serious note, this game is absolutely, it is gorgeous. Like, it's a very beautiful game. Alright, so I think right here, this is where we were not able to cross, but I see the path, so we're gonna go up it. And the path is leading us to the beacon of hope. It is the beacon, the red light that shone in the distance, saying, "Come hither, my weary soul."
Leading Donnelly by the weak afternoon sunlight. He landed on the south side of the island, followed the path to the bay and climbed the mount. He did not find the caves, and he did not chart the north side. I think this is why his understanding of the island is flawed, incomplete. He stood on the mount and only wondered momentarily how to descend. But then, he didn't have my reasons.
Alright, so what are your reasons to descend? Who is Donnelly? And so this must be an isle. And we were on the south side, so that might be the north side to where the beacon was. But Donnelly did not find the caves, so let's see if we can find the caves. Look at that. Kind of looks like Richard Nixon or something. Like his eyebrows and
when
nose.
Someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath.
There you go.
You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
So I'm infected. This is actually a zombie game. I'm infected. They send all the zombies here, and they do those to keep people at bay, so that way they do not become part of the zombie apocalypse. Figured it out again. Coca-Cola zombie apocalypse.
They were God-fearing people, those shepherds. There was no love in the relationship. Donnelly tells me that they had one Bible that was passed around in strict rotation. It was stolen by a visiting monk in 1776, 2 years before the island was abandoned altogether. In the interim, I wonder, did they assign chapter and verse to the stones and grasses, marking the geography with a superimposed significance that they could actually walk the Bible and inhabit its contradictions?
He said a lot of confusing words right there. I have no idea what he was talking about. The Bible and contradictions, and I'm a zombie. That's all I know. I am a zombie on an island with...
Dear Esther.
Oh, here we go.
I met Paul.
It's Paul.
I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
Alright, so we met... Wait, what about Paul, and who is Paul? And why does he wear a bonnet? I thought that's like what babies wore. Is that the cave that we came from? I can't tell, but I'm pretty sure this is a cave that we saw the light flashing in. So
I threw my arms wide and the cliff opened out before me, making this rough home. I transferred my belongings from the bothy on the mount and tried to live here instead. It was cold at night and the sea lapped at the entrance at high tide. To climb the peak, I must first venture even deeper into the veins of the island, where the signals are blocked altogether. Only then will I understand them, when I stand on the summit and they flow into me, uncorrupted.
I have no idea what this guy is talking about, but we found another hi-ho, it's off to high sea we promote. I don't know what that means. We have an inverted Squid? Maybe? Octopi? I don't know. We got her. Branching up and branching down, the roots and the leaves of the tree. So I'm growing from the roots into, I don't know, it's like the eye of that guy from Lord of the Rings, maybe. I don't know. We got another tree. Not seeing anything else in here, but I do love the auto flashlight. That makes things very much more easy to move about. I didn't see a light in here or anything, though, so I have no idea what that flashing light was that I saw. The ghost of Paul, possibly. Or Donnelly. Both of whom I have no idea who they are, or why they're talking to me. Or why I'm talking about them, I should say. There is a Paul in the Bible. He was talking about the Bible earlier. But Donnelly makes absolutely no sense to me. And I've already forgot everything that was said to this point, so I might have to play this game like 12 more times to actually remember what he's talking about. We'll just keep following this, this little crevasse that we're in the canyon, because it seems to be pointing me to the signal, the beacon of hope.
The vegetation here has fossilized from the roots up. To think they once grazed animals here, the remnants of occupation being evidence to that.
Oh, looks alive to me.
It is all sick to death. The water is too polluted for the fish, the sky is too thin for the birds, and the soil is cut with the bones of hermits and shepherds. I've heard it said that human ashes make great fertilizer, that we could sow a forest from all that is left of your hips and ribcage, with enough left over to thicken the air and repopulate the bay.
Is her ribcage here? Are we gonna find her ribcage? Is Esther dead? Where are we now? Like, I don't see any of these hermits that he's talking about, or shepherds. I am seeing a bunch of, like, what is this, like petrified wood, or Stonehenge without any faces? Alright. Do we go back to what looks like the coast, or do we go up? I don't know, I'm feeling adventurous today. We'll go back towards the coast. Even though that red beacon of hope was up there. Maybe this is a terrible light. I don't think I'm gonna go down there. I think that's where that car piece is, actually. Is that it right there? Down in the middle? I think it is. So above the car piece is Stonehenge. First of all, I don't even know how car pieces got down there, because I don't even see a road in sight. Like, there's no way any vehicle was driving on here, even if these were established paths. Like, there's so many rocks, and that's way too narrow for a car. But who knows, with Stonehenge here, maybe the aliens built something crazy. I have no idea. I'm just gonna keep playing this game. Just gonna keep walking at my leisurely pace, because apparently I have nowhere to get fast. Whoa. Hand slipped, and I moved. I'm pretty sure the only keys that work in this game are WASD and both left and right click to zoom. Outside of that, I don't think there's anything else. Alright, so now we're walking through the Grand Canyon of the Northern Isle. If we get north far enough, we will come to the ice wall where it keeps out the White Walkers. How deep is that? Can I make it down there? Oh, there's a rock here. Let's go for it. Loading screen!
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance Survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome brake services, but although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
So, Bristol's in England. He's been driving the M5. Which I'm not sure, that must be like a British highway, otherwise I thought an M5 was a gun. He's driving a gun. No wonder you can't pull ashore, you can't drive a gun. All I know is I see, oh, excuse me, I see a flashing yellow light into the distance, so we're gonna head there. And our flashing red light, I suppose we could head there too. But the yellow light has now piqued my interest. Maybe a car could drive here. It looks like there is 2 tire tracks that merge into one. I don't know if a car could fit down this. And if it was just a person path, it's pretty cleared out. Like, people must have recently been walking on this, because it's pretty cleared out.
It's only at night that this place makes any sluggish effort at life. You can see the buoy and the aerial. I've been taking to sleeping through the day in an attempt to resurrect myself. I can feel the last days drawing upon me. There's little point now in continuation. There must be something new to find here. Some nook or some cranny that offers a perspective worth clinging to. I've burnt my bridges. I've sunk my boats and watched them go to water.
Yeah, if these are all your boats, you've sunk 2 of them, it looks like. And this one has writing on it. And what? And neither did he eat nor drink, is what it says, I believe. Well, no wonder they crashed. They were all starving and thirsty. Well, maybe not. That buoy was supposed to direct them away from a cave, and or not a cave, but like a shore. But apparently they decided to crash into it anyway. So let's go down here and see if we can see our good friend Captain Phillips. I guess it wouldn't be Captain Phillips because he got captured by Somalian pirates, but maybe it's his crew. Or maybe this is the Titanic resurrected and brought ashore. Pretty darn small Titanic, though. Alright. Can't go there. Whoa. We are apparently invisible because we can walk through the cabling unscathed. Can I get up here? Can I get onto the boat? No, because I can't jump the foot onto it. And we can't go around there, so we'll just ignore it altogether. We could go in there, but let's stay out here. The dark, scary holes scare me. We have a nice little buoy that doesn't do its job well, because apparently it makes all the boats crash here. What do we got down here? We got this, which is like
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat.
a landmine.
How else could new hermits have arrived?
That landmine did not explode. A hole in the boat. Well, yes, there's 2 that I see right there. No wonder that thing sank. You can't float with holes in it. It's like that bottomless boat from earlier in the narrative. It just won't float. You need buoyancy. You're not gonna have that with holes. It's just gonna fill up with the liquid. Sink. I didn't see a hole in the boat. I'm sick of exploring that boat already, even though I've only been there for 4 seconds. We'll keep walking.
I had kidney stones and you visited me in the hospital.
Well, that sucks.
After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred.
Anesthetic.
Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
Rendered opaque by the car of a drunk. So she was clear, but now she's blurry because of the car of a drunk. Makes me feel bad about my anesthetics now, but I'm home. I'm not driving anywhere, so good to go. Alright, so we got a nice little shanty appears there, going up to the red beacon of hope. But down here we have a cave. And we're gonna go down there.
Is this what Paul saw through his windscreen? Not Lot's wife looking over her shoulder, but a scar in the hillside, falling away to black forever.
I don't know if Paul saw that. Who's Paul? In his windscreen. Lot's wife. Lot was in the Bible. Didn't he reference the Bible earlier? Paul and Lot. Biblical knowledge is starting to pay off in the analysis of this game. But right now, all I know is either, yeah, you came and visited me while I had kidney stones. I sure hope all these stones I'm seeing are not my kidney stones, because that would just suck to pass.
I've begun to climb,
oh.
away from the sea and towards the center. It is a straight line to the summit, where the evening begins to coil around the aerial and squeeze the signals into early silence.
That's hardly a straight line.
The bothy squats against the mount to avoid the gaze of the aerial. I too will creep under the island like an animal and approach it from the northern shore.
Is this the bothy? Is that a baby crying? What's a bothy? I don't even know what a bothy is. Hello! What do we got here? Like, medicine? Let's turn around and try to examine this closely. Oh, we got pills! We got pills here. Looks like someone was doing a little aspirin shots. Maybe Tylenol. Yes, I'll take that acetaminophen. I don't know. If this is a straight line up, this guy, no, the kidney stones were affecting his brain apparently, because this is very crooked. But we're gonna follow the crooked kidney stone lined hill up to the bothy. I don't even know what a bothy is. I should have been British so I could understand what the heck this guy is talking about. Looks lighter up there, though, or maybe that's just supposed to be the dust.
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
So Jakobsen built this bothy, which I'm assuming is this house, in hopes to get a wife to, you know, make babies with. But instead caught diseases with his goats because apparently he could not get...
A trestle table we spread wallpaper on in our first home. A folding chair. I laughed at you for bringing camping in the lakes. I was uncomfortable later and you laughed then. This diary, the bed with the broken springs. Once asleep you have to remember not to dream. A change of clothes. Donnelly's book, stolen from Edinburgh Library on the way here. I will burn them all on the last morning and make an aerial of my own.
Does that say Donnelly? An aerial of my own. I don't even know what that means. Here's the baked beans. The other things were paint. What we got here? Is that like an ultrasound? Oh crap, we have a baby! So apparently, Jakobsen, who was unable to get a wife and caught diseases from his goats, still in his bothy had ultrasounds. Sure hope that's not inside of a goat, because that would make this game even more messed up. The broken springs in my bed, I don't even see a bed. That's like a mattress and a sleeping bag. Oh my. Darn you, bird, you scared the crap out of me. Is there a light in there? Looks like there's a... Sorry, I was leaning in super close, but it looked like there was a... Well, there's definitely a light, but if you look really close, it almost looks like it's halfway up a pole or something. I don't think that's the way down, though. Because that's just a giant cliff. We'll come this way. We first gotta look at this other structure here. See if we can find out more about Jakobsen and his goats. I don't think there was another one down there, right? Or is this the one with the medication? The acetaminophen and the Tylenol. Well, static. Whoa. Hello. Got more of the hi-ho structure here. This definitely is a different building with more of the Greek symbols. I don't know what they mean. I don't even know if they're Greek. Let's try to find a way to that cave with the light. I don't even... Like, seriously, how did Jakobsen get a disease from his goats? Whoa! Okay, that light was totally moving. There's someone in there. Like, there was... God, I got, like, shivers all of a sudden. That was kind of creepy. I thought I was alone on the isle, but apparently I am not. Because, what the heck? There was, like, definitely someone walking there. But it didn't look like they were walking. It just looked like... There's a ghost. And there's that buoy again. I walked that far from those ships.
In a footnote, the editor comments that at this point, Donnelly was going insane as syphilis tore through his system like a drunk driver.
Ew.
He's not to be trusted. Many of his claims are unsubstantiated. And although he does paint a colourful picture, much of what he says may have been derived directly from his fever. But I've been here, and I know, as Donnelly did, that this place is always half imagined. Even the rocks and caves will shimmer and blur with the right eyes.
Yeah. Sure they will there. So Donnelly has syphilis. He's not the one with the goat.
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. His fingernails were raw and bitten to the quick. They found the phosphorescent moss that grows in the caves deep under the nails. Whatever he'd been doing under the island when his strength began to fail is lost. He'd struggled halfway up the cliff again, perhaps in a delirium, perhaps trying to reach the Bothy's fire before curling into a stone and expiring.
Hello. The heck was that? Whatever it is, it's gone. Nice little vase there with bones inside. What, like an urn? Was that the ash blowing away into the distance of Jakobsen, who died from syphilis from his goats? No, Donnelly had the syphilis. Jakobsen had the disease from his goats. Apparently, why has everybody got diseases? And I have kidney stones. Like, we're all pretty messed up people when you think about it. We've got a lot of problems. Apparently our biggest problem is sailing boats properly so they do not just, like, crash into islands. Because it looks like we're coming up onto more wreckage right here. Not sure if this is a boat. It kind of looks like it's a boat. There's its mast, unless that's like a power line, but these are kind of rounded like a boat. what, like milk down there or something? The milk of magnesia. Alright.
Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
Alright, so I'm taking drugs to stay lucid. I don't feel my stones anywhere because I broke my femur, which would absolutely explain why I can't move more than like 1 mile an hour. So that's why you can't run in a walking simulator, because you have broken your femur. You try to rest at the bothy and it apparently does nothing. In case you're wondering why I came down here, I thought you might find something, or maybe there was something other than like that creepy choral music that was like, oh, I think that was coming from this cave where there was like that ghostly figure. That guy, I legitimately, when I saw that thing move, like gave me a shiver down my spine. But we're going into it now. We are going into the dark abyss. Well, maybe not that dark, because apparently there's a light. So maybe this won't be so bad anyway. We'll have a jaunt down the cave. We'll do some noodling. Not noodling, that's when you try to get catfish by sticking your fist into a dark hole in a river. Spelunking. We'll do some spelunking, apparently. Yeah, so we've got a candle lit, which means that it has to have been lit recently, because that's most definitely a wax candle. So maybe that creepy guy who is holding the light just staring at me, and then walked off into the distance, lit it. Alright, so we have one of those dark, scary holes, or we can maybe come up here. Can we go? I can't seem to go up. Jump! Jumped on you. Oh, no. Oh, we're falling. Loading screen. So we're going to make this video into multiple parts because we've already been playing for like 40 minutes and I'm sure you don't want to listen to me rant anymore. So we are going to call that part 1. Just 1, not 2, 1 of that video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, if you like the video, please subscribe. Please send me your comments if you hate my British accent. Definitely give me a thumbs down or give me a thumbs up if you like this video. But I thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and all that fun jazz. Thanks for watching.